Hello, konnichiwa. This is Hiko. Japanese language has three writing systems: Hiragana, Katakana, and Kanji. In this video, I will talk about Katakana. Please enjoy. What is Katakana? I'll cover the following points. Number 1. Katakana is syllabary like Hiragana. Number 2. When Katakana is used. Number 3. How to study Katakana. Let's see number 1. Syllabary. This is a Katakana chart. Katakana is a syllabary just like Hiragana, where each character represents a single syllable of sound. Compared to Hiragana, the shapes of Katakana are simpler, making it easier to memorize. The rules for creating voiced sounds like ba and semi-voiced sounds like pa are the same as in Hiragana. For example, if you add two small strokes to ha, hi, hu, he, ho in the top right, it becomes ba, bi, bu, be, bo. If you add a small circle, it becomes pa, pi, pu, pe, po. I've explained these points in a previous video, so make sure to check out what is Hiragana, which link is in the description below. Do you recognize this symbol? This is used to make vowel sounds longer and is mainly used with Katakana. Do you like ramen? Ramen is written like this and pronounced as ramen. Can you hear how the vowel sound in ra is extended? When written horizontally, it looks like this, ramen. And the line for elongating the vowel is also written horizontally. Number 2. When katakana is used. Katakana is mainly used in the following cases. Loanwords, words borrowed from other languages. Foreign names, to differentiate from hiragana or kanji. Let's start by looking at the first case, loanwords. Here's the question. This word originally comes from English. Calendar. Can you guess what it is? The answer is
calendar.
Doesn't the pronunciation sound quite different? Especially the L and the final AR part. Those are quite different from the original English, aren't they? It's very difficult, or perhaps impossible, to represent these sounds accurately in Japanese. So we have to use the closest sounds available in Japanese. This is why there are pronunciation differences between the original foreign words and the way it's pronounced in katakana. Here are 3 quiz questions. What do you think these katakana words mean? All of them are based on English, and the meanings are the same as the original English words. McDonald, orange, アレルギー. The answers are
McDonald's, orange, allergy.
What do you think? Do they sound different? There are also many katakana words that have taken on meanings different from their original English usage. Take the word cunning. It comes from the English word
cunning,
but in Japanese, it's used to mean cheating. The idea is that someone who cheats on exams is sneaky or cunning, and that's how the word spread in Japan. When it comes to the kind of cheating, where someone has a relationship with someone other than their partner, we use the word uwaki in Japanese. Cheating in this sense has been common throughout history, so it seems no country needed to borrow a foreign word for it. Here are some examples of katakana words commonly used in daily life that have different meanings from their original ones. This is sweatshirt. In Japanese, it's written like this and pronounced as trainer. Somehow the sound comes from the English word trainer. Also, other examples. Trump, front, consent. Next, let's take a look at the second case, foreign names. When writing foreign names in Japanese, they are represented in katakana, but there's a specific rule for how to write them. For example, if you want to write John Doe in katakana, how do you think it would look? Would it be like this, with a space? Close, but not quite. It's written like this with a dot and pronounced as John Doe. In Japanese, spaces are not used within sentences. Instead, a middle dot is used to separate the first and last names. This middle dot is not pronounced. For example, 私は John Doe です。I am John Doe. Similarly, Jane Doe would be written as Jane Doe. Now let's look at the third case, where you want to differentiate from hiragana or kanji. In Japanese, the word for dog is inu. It's usually written in kanji, but it can also be written in hiragana or katakana. Each writing system gives a different nuance. While this can be subjective, here's a general idea. As a rule of thumb, Japanese people write what they know in kanji. The kanji for dog is taught at an early stage in Japan, so any adult can write it. Therefore, unless there's a specific reason, it's generally written in kanji. There are times when hiragana is used though. Writing inu in hiragana can give a softer, more friendly impression. Finally, you can also write inu in katakana. This is usually done to make the word stand out. Since katakana is used less frequently than hiragana or kanji, using it can emphasize the word. There's also a rule where animals or plants are written in katakana when referring to their scientific names. For example, in academic papers on biology, dog is written as inu in katakana. Number 3. How to study katakana. After studying hiragana, many people find katakana easier to remember. By that point, they are already familiar with the sound of Japanese, and katakana has simple shapes, so it's not too hard to learn. However, in my experience, many Japanese learners tend to struggle with katakana. There are several reasons for this. One is that katakana is used less frequently than hiragana or kanji. Some data suggests less than 10% of the time. Since it's not used often, it's easy to forget. Especially in the early stages of learning Japanese, you don't encounter many katakana words. Another reason is that there are many similar looking characters, which makes them harder to distinguish in text. For example, characters like shi and tsu, or so and n can be tricky. Learners who have trouble telling them apart often haven't memorized the correct stroke order. Paying attention to the correct stroke order can help. It's also possible that the differences in pronunciation or meaning between the original language and the katakana version of loanwords contribute to this difficulty. Many learners develop a kind of katakana allergy. Here's a study method I recommend. Look up how names, countries, place names, and foods are written in katakana. You can Google something like blah blah Wikipedia in your native language. If your name is Harry, search Harry Potter, and then go to Japanese page. But why these 4 categories? Because they are often written in katakana instead of hiragana or kanji. Knowing how to say your name, your family member's name, your country, places you've been, and your favorite foods in Japanese can be useful in daily conversations. Sometimes, things that aren't familiar in Japan might not come up, but there's a good chance they will. How was the video? I gave a simple explanation of katakana. You may feel that katakana is less difficult but more elusive. Learning katakana words has a different kind of challenge compared to hiragana or kanji. Try to get used to it little by little. As I mentioned earlier in this video, many katakana words have different pronunciations or meanings compared to their original language. When studying something as complex as this, try creating patterns for yourself. Please like and subscribe to support the creation of more videos. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.